Welcome to Geography 142, the Introduction to Human Geography for Fall 2018. My name is Lynn Songer, and I'm the instructor for this course. And I want to just go over some of the specific details of this course as it's hosted on Moodle. So hopefully you've gotten this far, and this is what your screen should look like. I've logged in as a student, so I'm assuming this is kind of what you see. And the first thing you'll probably want to do besides listening to this video is to open up the syllabus. So I want to go over the syllabus with you first, and then we'll go through some of the other aspects of the course. Really, primary importance to you is that I need to have the first assignment in by Sunday at 11 o'clock p.m. or I have to drop you for the class. Now there's another assignment that is due, a quiz that's due on Friday. But this first assignment that is critical for you being able to stay in the class is due Sunday night at 11. So if you do the quiz but you don't do the assignment, I still have to drop you. And you can re-add it, but it's pretty much a hassle. So of primary importance right now is to take a look at that. I have office hours from 9 to 10 on Monday, Wednesday, and from 11:30 to 12:30 on Tuesday and Thursday. If that doesn't work, you can message me in Moodle, and we will set up a time, hopefully, that we can meet and go over questions you might have. The course objectives. I want you to be able to use the common terms and concepts that are part of the discipline of human geography. This is the first class many people take in geography, especially in human geography, because there's also the realm of physical geography. So it's what's called a survey course. It's a 100-level course, and in my experience, sometimes 100-level courses are more difficult than upper division courses because for many people, this is your first introduction, so all of it is new. You have no kind of prior reference for some of this stuff, and so there's a lot of terminology that you're expected to learn, and sadly some of that is memorizing. And then the concepts and the applications are kind of a higher level thinking. So I want you to be able to use many of the common terms, and luckily I give you a list of those each week. Geography is a spatial science, and so we're going to be looking at how things change, how the elements of human culture change over space. I want you to be able to look at this idea of regions. So we're going to look at population regions. We're going to look at regions of religion. We're going to look at economic regions. And regions are just kind of human constructs of kind of grouping things together. You're going to do assignments every week that using a mapping software where you're going to collect information, you're going to display that information, and then you're going to talk about the information that you find. There's no text for this class. I have some readings in Moodle as PDFs, and you're also going to access the New York Times, which students have access to through the library. If you contact me through the Lane email, which I'm required to put here, I won't get that until probably too late to help you. You need to contact me through Moodle. I check Moodle Monday through Friday a couple times a day. I don't check my Lane email just simply because there's so much in there, and student email gets lost. And so you're my primary focus during the term, and if you message me through Moodle, I'll get back to you pretty promptly. Friday afternoon, I'm kind of checked out for the weekend. I may do some grading and that kind of things, but I'm not as available. So if you have questions, you need to get to me before noon on Friday, and I'll try to get back to you. Which means if you wait until Friday to start your homework or start an assignment, you're probably going to have to wing it because I'm not going to be able to help you. Some cautions when you Moodle me or message me through the Lane or the Moodle messaging email. It's really easy to kind of be really short, and it sounds rude, it sounds curt, when that is not the intention. So a really good practice is to start with a greeting. This is kind of second grade manners class, but start, good morning, hi, end it with a thank you. Avoid sarcasm, avoid capitals, because capitals are apparently screaming. And you need to tell me what class you're in. I have about 120 students this term in 3 different classes, 4 different sections. And so if you don't tell me you're in Geography 142, it's just going to be harder for me to find your information. You are going to be using technology. This is an online class, so that should not be a surprise to you. If you have dial-up, that could be a real problem, because I've provided the videos or lecture PowerPoint videos, which, you want to make sure you have some coffee before you watch them. But you need to have internet that's running pretty well. The programs that we're using, the web-based mapping program, will run on a Mac, a PC, or a Chromebook. But you do have to have an internet connection, because you'll be downloading data from the cloud or wherever the data sits. If this is a problem, we have a GIS Computer Lab, Center Building 455, and I will be posting those open lab hours, and you are welcome to come in there and work. It's a nice place to do your work. So there's some recorded lectures, there's some embedded videos, I have readings, there's a weekly quiz, there's 2 exams, and then there's mapping and research. So there's a lot of interaction in this course. If you wait until Friday afternoon to start, you're not going to be as successful. It's just, research shows that students who have multiple interactions with the topic, you start on it on Monday, you look over the study guide, it has time to percolate, you begin to answer the questions. You really need to find about 5 hours a week at a minimum to spend on this course. And if you don't have that, you're probably not going to be able to pass the class. There are 2 exams. Exam 1 will cover the weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. The exam will be open, this is incorrect, I'll have to fix this. It's going to be open the Saturday through Wednesday of week 5. So the end of week 4 on Saturday through week 5 on Wednesday. So I will make a note to myself to fix that. Exam 2 will be cumulative. That means that it covers the entire term. Now, obviously, the majority of the work will be from chapters or from weeks 5 through 10, and the content from weeks 1 through 4 will be the ones that are covered in the first exam. So that will kind of pare down some of your studying. The exams are not open book. They are not open note. You have to take an exam at the testing lab at Lane or Cottage Grove or Florence. But you can, if you're not local, you can arrange for a proctor. And here is the link. You need to make sure you access the proctor information. I need to have that by week 3 so that I can contact your proctor with the passwords and the testing information. I do not accept any late work. You've got most of the work is published and available a week or 2 in advance, so we're not going to have any kind of late work excuses. However, things happen. I understand that. And so what I will do at the end of the term is I will take one of your 10-point assignments and supplement that for your lowest 10-point grade. So if you miss an assignment, you get a 0 on one assignment and a 9 on your highest other assignment. I will substitute that. The same with the quizzes. There may be one assignment that's 20 points. I won't give you 20 points as a supplement. The highest you could get is a 10 on that. Study materials. I provide a study guide. I would suggest that you copy that study guide, paste it in a Word document, and then actually fill that out. And research again shows if you fill it out by hand, you're going to learn it better than if you fill it out even just typing. And then you have that to study for the quizzes and to have that to study for the exam. So the weekly quizzes are timed. You have 45 minutes. I think they're worth 10 points, and there's probably 15 questions, 15 to 20 questions. So when you come to see me, bring your study materials with me. Let me see what part of the notes you didn't understand or where you got bogged down. If you just come in and say, I'm not understanding this course, I don't have enough time to kind of problem solve that with you, and it won't be very effective. So here is our work plan. You can see I've got, it's pretty redundant. We start with kind of a topic, there's a quiz, then there's assignment. You can get in the groove of the quizzes are due Friday at noon, the assignments are due Sunday at 11. This exam opens Saturday, closes Wednesday, and pretty standard except the Thanksgiving weekend. And let's see, what did I do with that? Nope, I think it stays the same. Everything's pretty much the same here. And then there is the final exam schedule. There is a blurb about student conduct. If you're not sure what constitutes good student conduct, take a look at this. I have a link to the student code of conduct page. The thing I deal with mostly online is plagiarism. So that's kind of copying from an article and not citing it, or patch writing, which is sort of just changing a few words and calling it your own. Here's an idea of what I'm looking for in the assignments. You're going to be creating maps, you're going to be discussing the maps, and so this kind of gives you a breakdown of what I'm looking for. You have to have citations. If you don't have any citations on your data, we will receive a grade of 0. So that should cover the syllabus. So let's get into the meat of this a little bit. I've provided a PDF of due dates, so that may help. I find Moodle kind of crazy for looking at due dates. Here you go. Quiz 9 and Lab 9 or Lab 9, Assignment 9 are both due on Sunday night of Thanksgiving weekend. That gives you kind of, I know you'll be too full of turkey to take that quiz on Friday, or you may be traveling. Check the forum frequently, because if something comes up, like I notice I've got an error on the syllabus and I want to fix that, I'm going to make an announcement here. If I get several students say, hey, you know, quiz question 17 on quiz 1 is incorrect, I think it's, you know, A, not B, I may get a lot of students who find that error. I'm going to make that announcement. So check those announcements. I have a how-to page in Moodle if you're not used to Moodle. How to change your preferences so the email comes where you want it, how to send a Moodle message, how to take a quiz, how to review your quiz. And this is for loading documents. We're not going to be loading documents. We're going to be loading URLs. Okay, so week 1. This is your study guide. I've got a video lecture for part 1, a video lecture for part 2. No idea why one shows up as an inset and the other doesn't. Moodle is often a mystery to me. There are some really short videos. The Lily video is fun. These are both, I have some questions about those videos for you. Here's the terms that I want you to be able to define and identify. I have some discussion questions that you could find on an exam or a quiz, so I help to guide you through that every week. In the reading folder, there is the reading, A Sense of Place, and the reading Why Geography is Important, and then I have provided a note guide. So the video lecture should follow this pretty much, and if you want, you can print this out, take notes on that, and that may help you stay awake for the video lecture. Okay, and we're going to go back here. And then finally, when you're ready to take the quiz, you're going to click the quiz button. You're going to attempt the quiz. It's going to warn you, do you really want to do it now because you only get one attempt? And then it will start the quiz. And we're going to get off that. Okay. The assignments, to get the assignment, you have to click the assignment folder. And here is the assignment for week 1. And so this first assignment, the first and second assignments, they seem very long because they're tutorials. And so it walks you through getting an account for this software. It walks you through how to make a map, publishing your story. So when we get into week 4, 3 through 9, this is much shorter because you've already done this before. But let me show you an example of the story map that you're creating. So your first assignment will be a tab that's an introduction. So you will create a map and then you will publish it on this interface called a story map. And this is my example. So this is assignment 1, and it's an introduction, and it talks a little bit about me. I have a map of a place that I visited this summer. I included an image, and then I have information about the citation and how you do a proper URL. So that is your first assignment, and this should be the end product. And when you upload your assignment, you're going to upload, let's see, where did that go? Right here. In Moodle, you will have a small URL very much like that. That's arcgis.is with some other number, and that's what you are going to copy and paste into Moodle for me to view your map. So here is the first assignment. Week 2, there is a second assignment that you're going to create, and this one is going to have to be edited by me because the legend here, the data is not being drawn right now. More about that later. But in the second assignment, you're going to talk about folk culture and pop culture. You're going to look at a New York Times article, try to find an article that aligns with some of the topics that we covered that week. Here's an example of assignment 3. Assignment 3 is about population. So you're going to create a map, a population period. This map has a legend. And not to be dismissive, but this is a mapping interface that's used by National Science Foundation. It's used by NOAA, National Atmospheric and National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association. It's used by the Forest Service. It's used by 5th grade classes. So this is an interface, a mapping interface that is really simple, that can be taught to middle school, elementary school kids, and is used by professionals in their field. So, and it looks pretty cool when you're done. So that's what we're going to be using this term to publish your weekly assignments. And so then week 2, set up very much like week 1. Week 3 is set up like week 2. Week 4 is set up on. And then we get to week 5. You can see the week 5 content is not on the exam when you're ready to take the exam. If you're in the testing site, in one of the lane testing sites, you'll go here. If you have a proctor, I will have provided the proctor with the information they need for you to take the exam. So that's kind of the class in a nutshell. I really do encourage you to come see me at office hours, bring your study guides. I would say try to make your first assignment before Sunday. And if you have trouble, we can meet in the lab this week and go over that, because if you're stuck, once you learn how to do this, it's really very simple, and I think you'll be fine. And again, if your computer bogs down, you can come into the GIS lab and use one of the computers there to access your mapping software. So nothing you have to download, it's all on the cloud. So anyway, that is Geography 142. I hope we have a great term, and I hope I get to see you all face to face at some point this term.